Good afternoon. I am Tina Tasaka with Cannabis X America, and we are here at the Cannabis Banking Symposium at the Santa Ana Star Casino in Bernalillo, New Mexico. Right?
We are here.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and I am here with Nicole.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic today.
I don't even know where you live. Where do you live?
I live in the great state of Michigan.
You do live in Michigan. You told me that. But your bank is in Mississippi.
My bank that I work for is in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, we are at the Cannabis Banking Symposium, so most of the people that I'm talking to actually work in banking. Yeah. There's been a few regulators. We have risk management here and a lot of CRBs. And but most of the people here are in banking, wouldn't you say?
I would absolutely say
90%
so.
of the people are in banking.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And it has been really thrilling to meet everybody.
Absolutely. I love going to these conferences because it's kind of a reunion, right, for people, because we've all been in industry for so long. We're OGs, and we like to be able to see all of our friends in different areas. And so it's a reunion of sorts, and I love it.
And now the bank you're with is CannaFirst.
I am with CannaFirst Financial, yes.
You know what is amazing to me is that a financial institution actually was gutsy enough to put the word Canna in their name.
I completely agree. So a little bit of background. This is the third financial institution that I've been able to work with to help build and grow their cannabis programs across the entire nation. And when I was approached by CannaFirst Financial, which is a brand of merchants and marine bank out of Mississippi, I was thrilled to be able to go on board, because how much more transparent can you be, right? I mean, CannaFirst Financial, you know exactly what we're doing.
Of course. There's no question.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's just absolutely not a question. Well, unless somebody just is completely clueless.
Yeah, that can happen.
You know. What does Canna mean?
There are people.
There's going to be a few.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's okay. You know,
Yeah,
we're still friendly. We'll tell them. You know, there's still people that want to know indica, sativa, and they still don't know that there's still people that don't know the difference between marijuana and cannabis.
Oh, absolutely. That's why
You know?
education is so important,
Sure.
right? And these conferences where we can all come together from all different places in the United States, all different industries, well, the same industry, but all different parts of the industry, and we can talk about everything together to educate each other, because if we work together, then we can educate the rest of the world.
Oh, you're so right about that. But you were, before CannaFirst,
Sure.
Please tell our viewers, you were with some other banking institutions. What did you do prior to CannaFirst?
Sure, absolutely. Well, just so everybody knows, I have actually been in financial services and in banking since I was 16 years old. I had a credit union in my high school, and I had the opportunity to work there. And so I did, and I continued my banking journey after college and everything. And what eventually led me to cannabis is I went to work at a community bank. And that community bank was really forward on what they wanted to do. And I was actively involved in my community, and this is up in Michigan. And we were approached several times about, why aren't you banking cannabis? Are you looking into it? There are so many opportunities. And so we had conversations, we did our research, and we ended up being the first bank in the state of Michigan to bank cannabis, and I'm incredibly proud to have worked there.
Oh, I would be too.
Yeah.
So you were able to actually kind of write the SOPs and be involved in the regulations and everything. Were you involved at that level?
I was not involved at that level. I'm a salesperson by trade.
Okay.
Right? But I pride myself on learning all of the other aspects about banking and the banking program, because what a better way to be able to explain it and justify it to our clients that we're talking to. Because if I can understand it and help them understand, it makes for such a smooth transition for people coming on board, and it helps also with the education of it. And while I didn't help at the beginning, as our program progressed and grew, I was able to offer guidance and help for that too.
That's great. That's remarkable.
Oh yeah, I'm incredibly proud.
Yeah. Oh,
Absolutely.
I would be too. Oh,
Yes.
I would. Absolutely. And then you're able to move it on to another state as you did, right? I mean,
Yep, absolutely. I went to actually a credit union after, so I'm not just a banker, I also worked in the credit union. So I was able to go to the credit union, see what they were doing, and this is in a different state as well. I've always stayed in Michigan, but I've supported financial institutions in other states. So this one was based out of Illinois, and I was able to work with them, check out their program, see what they were doing, bring my vendors and partners over with me that I'd worked with before, the trusted relationships, and then help with that, and then move on to the next.
Oh, that's so fascinating. So now why is it that when you're in Mississippi, you're only working in Mississippi? You're only working that state?
That's actually a great question. And I think what we have to look at is whenever financial institutions want to get into banking cannabis, they want to start smaller at first because you need to master what you're doing before you can actually move on. Having almost test accounts to figure out how to do something is important. Understanding the rules and regulations associated with that state and their rules is important. Mississippi is only medical right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Only medical, and I'm used to being able to supporting everything.
Very new medical too, right?
Very new medical.
Wasn't it just last year, 420, around 420 or something? It's super new.
Nope, it's been going on for a couple of years since 2023.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, we've been doing. That is 2 years ago. Yep. So 2 years ago, I don't even have no concept of time anymore.
It does go really quickly.
It
yes.
does, girl. I know. So, yep, they've been doing it and they've been active. Again, the first bank in a deep red state to bank cannabis. I was like, let's go, because I've worked for states or for financial institutions in states where they've been the first as well. But to be in a deep red state, right, that does it, it's huge.
It is
absolutely huge.
How many medical dispensaries are there?
Oh gosh.
Would you say 1,000 or less?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The problem with Mississippi is that it's at the poverty level, right? So you have people coming in, and the people in Mississippi are fantastic.
Right.
There are some fantastic companies that are working there. They're looking to be able to grow. They don't have adult use or recreational yet.
Correct.
Right? But when they do, I mean, it's going to blow up, and they're going to look at growing, and we're going to be able to support them as they grow, because I'm proud to say too that when I came in, we were able to speak with our board of directors. We were able to get all of the other states across the nation basically approved that we could be able to support cannabis in those states. So as our customers grow, we can grow with them.
There is the tribe there that got recreational approved, or there's a committee that's been formed. They're going to do some kind of surveys and stuff, but it's nearly at the tipping point where it's going to get approved for the tribe. Absolutely. For recreational. It'll get approved before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And then the tribe will have recreational where you can get it on tribal land. And then that's the spark that you need.
Oh,
Once
absolutely.
that happens, then the recreational market will come after that for all of Mississippi.
You know, I strongly agree with that. I actually was just at a tribal conference in Temecula, California.
Oh, you went out to Native Nations?
Yes, I did. Yes,
excellent,
I did. Yes.
Excellent.
It was a fantastic conference, and I was able to connect with so many people there. And I will be attending the conference in Washington, D.C. in November, which
excellent.
I hope you'll be there too.
Yeah, excellent. And that one's all regulators as well. Yeah, it's all regulators and tribal leaders. It is all, it's chock full of tribal leaders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that the tribal nation is severely underbanked. Yes. Right? It's severely underbanked.
Absolutely.
Severely underbanked. And it's because it's a little bit more difficult to be able to bank, right? Because it's a sovereign nation.
Sure.
And they might not have the same rules and regulations, the same documents.
Right.
And that's where the education piece comes in, and kind of looking outside the box to figure out how we can do that. And we're really trying to do that as well. So we're actually working on reaching out to that tribe to be able to see how we can support them and maybe how we can help them go along the way to get where they need to be, to feel confident and comfortable being able to do cannabis in the state of Mississippi.
I love it.
So do I.
I think it's fantastic. Then what state are you going to do?
I don't.
Move.
It's unlimited.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's take CannaFirst over to, I don't know, any state.
Girl, we already did.
Yeah.
We did already. We can support any state. When I came in, we were just supporting Mississippi. And now we have customers in at least 6 other states now. And I just came in January. The bank is so forward thinking. They really, really are, going from our board of directors to our executive team. In fact, I'd love to share that our CEO is actually coming to the next conference that I'm speaking at. And CEOs usually don't come in the banking world. You'll hear that a lot.
That is very true. Mm-hmm. No, they're not going to be coming to a conference.
Absolutely. So he's coming to be able to interact with everybody, also to see me speak and support me. And I think that's huge.
And to embrace cannabis like this, to embrace this community, and to hear what everybody, I love this.
So do
this
I.
is fantastic. This is great news.
I think so too. I think that the more we make it normalized, right? Mm-hmm. The better it is for the world, because cannabis isn't going anywhere. It's not. And, in my speech today, or in my panel today, whenever I was talking, we were talking about how during the pandemic, a lot of our financial institutions were closed because we were not considered maybe essential. the dispensaries were open.
They were.
They were considered essential. So we really have to think about the businesses that are kind of driving the future of our world, what we're here for, and that we have to diversify. We have to make sure that we're supporting everything and everyone.
Right. Yeah. No, that is really interesting that you made that comment, because they were open. The drive-thrus were open. People didn't have any problem sitting in the New Woo drive-thru for two and a half hours waiting on their order. What else were we going to do during the pandemic?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
You know, and they need their medicine.
They do need their medicine.
Absolutely.
And they're fun.
Yeah.
They're both.
Yes, completely. You know, but that's interesting that you said that your business was closed. How is one essential and how is the other not essential? It doesn't make sense.
Government.
Who's making these rules?
Not me.
Why are we not changing this?
Right. Well, I will share though. I'm proud to say that the financial institution I worked for at the time stayed open the entire time. But we stayed open because the conversations that we had internally involved everybody and the comfort levels. If you didn't feel comfortable, then maybe you didn't work, or we found something else for you to do during the pandemic. But we stayed open for it because we knew that we had to support not just our cannabis customers who were still essential, but the other businesses as well.
Okay, so that's amazing. So for CannaFirst, you are opening new accounts, you're working with new companies, new businesses, you're working with new canna companies. They would come to you, right? They can come directly to you. Is that?
That's correct. So myself, and then we have another person. His name is John Parker, and he's fantastic, Mississippi-based.
Great.
But yes, you can come to either one of us, and we can help you.
Great. And you guys do full service. All of, you know, what are some of the services that you offer? You know, let's say you've got a new cannabis company coming to you for the very first time.
Sure.
Kind of what would you talk to them about? You know, what's kind of an opening, just a brief opening that you could offer them?
Sure. So when I talk to them about how we are trying to normalize the banking process for them as much as possible. So we're offering them what we can offer our traditional customers, basically. So if I can offer a traditional business ACH, wires, international wires, debit cards, bill pay, online banking, I can offer those same services to a cannabis company that would want to come and bank with me at CannaFirst Financial. They would be able to have all of those things. I think that's huge.
That is huge. What about all of their ATM services and things like that? They still want an ATM, even if you know, I know we want to get cash out. You still might want to place an ATM maybe in their dispensary, you know, or maybe they want to have an ATM for their employees. I don't know. Maybe they want to have that in their facility for whatever reason. But is that another service that you use a CRB for, you know, or do you guys offer that? You know, things like that.
Sure, that's a great question. While we don't directly offer them, we have vendors and partners that we work with in the industry. And what I like to do whenever I onboard a customer is I'm talking to them, asking them what their business model is like. What do you need? What can I offer you? And then I send them a list of a couple of different providers in the industry, because you don't ever want to, you know, put one down. You want to be able to offer options because there's not a perfect fit for everyone with everything, right?
Exactly.
So I send them over a list of people that they could reach out to and call and decide the relationships that they want to build on their own. But it's based off of conversations I've had with previous customers and what's worked for them, what hasn't, the relationships that I've held and that others have held as well.
Who are good doobies and who are bad doobies?
Absolutely.
You've got that good doobie list. You have to have the good doobie list. You know, and then I am curious, you know, how do you find out about new cannabis companies that are opening, you know, who are getting new medical marijuana licenses because okay, you know, they just got their license. Okay, now I know the process. Okay, they're going to be able to open in 120 days or maybe it's 180 days, depending on the state. You know, you kind of know, you know, you just know because you've worked through the process before. Sure. You know, how do you get your information so you know that these new companies are going to be opening and they're going to need your services, whether they are a cannabis company or a CRB? How do you get your information?
That's a great question. I really keep a pulse on the industry. Yeah. It's so important to be present. And when I say present, I mean I travel a lot. I think this is my 13th state I've been in this year, going around to different conferences and to meet with different people to ensure that I know what's going on. I look at different newsletters that I want to read about the different things that are going on in the industry, not just in this nation, but throughout the world, right? Because we have to keep, again, our pulse on the industry. The relationships that I've made with vendors and partners out there, they update me too. So making sure you're branding yourself is so important. important.
That's right, because you never know. You hear from somebody, oh, I hear that somebody, so-and-so just got their license in Mississippi, and, and they're doing this, and we already got in there. We're doing their glass, or, we're placing their POS, or whatever it might be. It could be a million different things.
Yep.
And, oh, I didn't even hear about that one. Oh, thanks for the lead, or, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You have to keep those partnerships and those relationships intact so you get that information.
Oh, I agree. And I think the service we provide too, my partner that I was talking about, John Parker, he's created some fantastic relationships as well. So whenever new licensees come out, oftentimes we'll get referrals from our customers. And I think that's the biggest form of flattery that you could ever get. Whenever an actual customer who's been working with you can go and say, hey, I've got someone new that you should work with because you do such a good job.
That is wonderful. Yeah. That's just great.
Yeah, makes your
good.
heart full.
I know it.
Yes.
I know. So now, were you on a speaking panel here?
I was. I actually just finished.
Yeah, because we've been back here, so we,
Yes.
we've been doing over here, so we were missing some of the panels and stuff. So that's fantastic. And the panel what was the subject matter for the panel?
The panel was on marketing your cannabis program and ensuring that you're doing it the right way, and what can you do to kind of move forward in the industry and separate yourself.
What is one big thing out of that panel discussion? What is one big thing that you can tell our viewers from that panel that you did today? What would be one big thing that you can share with them, a tip in marketing?
If you're banking cannabis, you're all in. You have to be all in for doing it. That means from the front line all the way down and up to the top. Everyone has to know you're doing it, and you have to own it. You have to own it if you're in the industry, because if we don't, we're not normalizing it.
Own it.
Own it.
Own it and normalize it.
Yes.
Yeah. I that's some good messaging.
I think
Yeah.
so. Transparency.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. Well, this has just been an amazing symposium and summit, hasn't it? It's just been so great here.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that you came over to talk to us. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's been great. Well,
Yes.
we'll definitely spread the word about CannaFirst and about Nicole and the fantastic services that she offers. And we'll put up the information on how you can reach Nicole and CannaFirst. She does amazing banking services, and we hope to see her at the next conference and the next conference and the next conference. And absolutely. Thank you for being so energetic. I love this.
Thank you.
And we're going to get on with the symposium and continue. I'm Tina Tasaka, Cannabis X America.